Hello, I am Marisha. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to join me for the kickoff to my 2023 Merry Craftsmas series. Today I'm going to transform a terracotta pot into an adorable Rudolph reindeer gift basket. Let's go ahead and get started. First, we're going to do some painting. So I brought in this terracotta clay pot along with some paint I purchased from Michael's. This is the Folk Art Coffee Bean Matte Acrylic Paint. I'm also going to bring in my paintbrush, and then I'm going to begin painting the pot. When it comes to the layers of paint for this project, I'm only applying one coat of paint. I'm making sure that the entire surface is covered, but you can feel free to apply an additional layer if you like. You do have the option to allow the paint to air dry, or if you're like me and you kind of need to speed along the process, I decided to bring in my heat tool to apply heat to the paint, which allowed it to dry quicker. Once the outside is completely dry, I'm then going to paint the inside of the pot, and again, I'm going to use my heat tool to dry the paint. Now I'm going to create the ears for Rudolph. So off camera, I used dark brown felt and tan felt along with the Color Block Mini Petals die set from Spellbinders. I went through my stash and this resembled the ears. So as I stated, I die cut the felt off camera, and I'm going to bring in my glue gun and I'm going to adhere the dark brown and tan cutouts together. This will resemble the outside and inside of the ears. Now that my layers are glued together, I'm going to add just a bead of glue at the end of the cutout, and I'm going to pinch the ends together. And as you see, these resemble ears for Rudolph. Now it's time to bring in the elements that we will use to create Rudolph. So I'm bringing in the terracotta pot along with this red pom-pom and a pair of googly eyes. Now you do have the option to, instead of using a red pom-pom, maybe you can use a black or brown to resemble the nose for your reindeer. I'm now figuring out the placement of the eyes. You do have the option to bring in a pen or marker and mark the spot that you would like to place the eyes, but I normally just eyeball it. And as you see, I'm going to use my glue gun to adhere the eyes to the pot. And then from here, I'm going to create the antlers. By doing so, I brought in two pipe cleaners, also known as chenille stems, and I'm going to fold them in half, and then I'm going to twist them. I decided to create the base for the antlers this way for stability. That way, as you'll see later on, I'm going to add some things to the antlers, and I wanted to make sure that the antlers would withstand what I add to them. But you do have the option to just use one pipe cleaner without twisting them. I'm now folding the antlers back and forth, creating a zigzag, but you do have the option to play around with them. Maybe create a swirl, have them sticking straight up, just have fun with your project. Next, I'm going to adhere the antlers on the inside of the pot. I'm holding the antler in place just to give the glue enough time to cool down, just to ensure that the antler is secured. And I'm going to repeat the step by adhering the second antler. I am loving how this little project is coming together. It is so cute. Now you do have the option to use a bigger pot if you'd like. I decided to use a smaller pot for this project, but as I always say, before you commit, experiment. Now I'm going to adhere the ears in the front of each antler. And just like the antlers, I held the ears in place just for a little while to give the glue enough time to slightly cool down to make sure that the ears were secured to the pot. I decided to add some embellishments to the antlers, so I brought in a few bells. These bells are so cute, they are so tiny, along with some baker's twine, and I'm going to tie a few bells to the antlers. This step is optional, so you can either use ribbon, just whatever you have that you want to deck the antlers out with. I encourage you to try it out. Next, I had to do something about the eyes. The eyes were just popping out at me. Literally. So I said, okay, Rudolph needs some eyelids. So I brought in my infinity die set from Hero Arts, and I'm going to show you a little tip if you decide to add eyelids. Now, here's the thing. You do not want to use the circle die that is the same size of the eyes that you're using for your project. And here is the reason why. So as you see, I'm going to die cut the felt with the circle die that is the same size of the eyes. I'm now going to cut the circle in half. And as you see, there is not enough felt to cover the top portion of the eye. So I'm going to use the die that is next in size, and I'm going to die cut the felt. Now this die seems a little big, but trust me, once I die cut the felt and cut it in half, there's going to be enough coverage for the eye. So as you see, I'm going to cut the felt circle in half, and look, there is enough felt from this cutout to cover the top portion of the eye. So that's the first cutout, not enough felt. And here is the second one. This cutout is perfect to create the eyelids for my reindeer. Using my glue gun, I'm going to apply some glue to the top of the eye, and from there I'm going to adhere the eyelid to Rudolph. Now you can slant the eyelids or you can have them straight across. I decided to slant mine just a little bit, and I'm just going to shape the felt around the eye. If you by chance want to add eyelashes, yes, I said eyelashes. You can take a standard pipe cleaner and cut a piece off and adhere it underneath the eyelid, creating eyelashes. Or you can add a small strip of black felt on the back of the eyelid before you apply it to the eye. So those are a couple of options. I'm going to add a tag to the antler, so I brought in this adorable stamp set from scrapbook.com, and I selected the Just For You sentiment stamp. I'm also going to use Honeybee Stamps tag die set, and I'm going to head on over to my Misty, and I'm going to position the stamp on a piece of cardstock. Using black licorice ink from Lawn Fawn, I'm going to ink up the stamp and stamp it twice just to ensure I have a good impression. I'm then going to select the die from the Tag Builder die set, and using a piece of mint tape, I'm going to secure the die to the cardstock. Once I die cut the tag, I'm going to bring in some red and white baker's twine, and I'm going to use it to add the tag to the antler. Once I cut off the excess twine, Rudolph is done. So cute, but guess what? We need to fill Rudolph with some goodies. So I'm going to give you a couple of options. You do have the option to just, as I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in some caramel Lindors. I love Lindors, they're so good. You can just add your candy or whatever treats to the inside of your pot, and that's it. Or you can fill a clear treat bag with some goodies and place the bag on the inside of the pot. Or this is my favorite. It takes me back to my gift basket days. I love crinkle shreds. So I had some tan crinkle shreds in my stash. I'm going to add some to the pot, and then from there I'm going to bring in some treats. I have some Biscoff cookies. I have some coffee. No, I don't like coffee, but I'm sure the recipient does. And I'm going to bring in a few more of my little favorite treats, the Lindor caramels. Once I finish adding the crinkle shreds, this gift set will be complete. You do have the option to, instead of filling this set with sweet treats, maybe you can do like a lotion set or just something that you can think of that your recipient would love to receive for Christmas. And there you have it, a super cute Rudolph gift set that you can create for your loved one this holiday season. Thank you for joining me on today. I appreciate you as always for stopping by. It is my hope that this tutorial does inspire you to create. Please don't forget to subscribe, click the thumbs up button and the notification bell, and check out my blog at thediaryofbellerose.com. I am sending you love and a whole lot of hugs. Until the next time, please take care.